For days now, we have been getting you the latest on the Titan submersible, the Titanic submersible, which imploded after it went missing. There are more details now that are emerging. The wreckage of the imploded submersible has been found, and it contains what are being presumed to be human remains. The remains of the 5 people who were on board the submersible. The US Coast Guard has confirmed this. Large pieces of debris were transported to St. John's Harbour. A crane unloaded the wreck covered in large tarpaulin from the Horizon Arctic ship. Some of the pieces appeared to show the outer casing of the 22-foot vessel. And reports say this debris was found some 640 kilometers from the coast of Newfoundland, around 13,000 feet below sea level. Now, as you know, the rescuers could not save people aboard Titan, but the wreckage might give some insights into the implosion that had the whole world's attention. Experts have been trying to figure out what actually went wrong. There is a lot of speculation. It could have been an electrical catastrophe or corrosion. It could have been a fire or even water leakage that caused it. Only analysis of the debris will be able to give out some answers. But what about the precautions? What about prior safety measures? Titan's operator, Ocean Gate Expeditions, has some very tough questions to answer. It's almost like the company had no regard for safety, and there are facts that are emerging to back that up. The Titan submersible was described as experimental by the company. It had not been approved by any regulatory body. It was built from an unusual material for a deep-sea vessel. The sub's hull, which surrounded the hollow part where passengers sat, was made from carbon fiber. And typically, this part is made of titanium to withstand the immense pressure of the water. But Titan was made using carbon fibers, a cheaper alternative and a rather strange choice for deep water submersibles. The trials on a smaller scale model of the sub had revealed flaws in the carbon under pressure testing in the past. Let's now have a look at Titan's navigational equipment. It had no radar or GPS navigation systems. In fact, it was controlled using a Logitech wireless gamepad. You heard that right. A gaming controller was being used to control a deep water submersible. The vessel also relied on only one button, which functioned like an elevator to plunge over 13,100 feet below the ocean's surface. Can you believe that? This vessel was being used in broad daylight, and people were actually willing to board it. It was no secret. Experts had been raising alarm for a few years now. In fact, back in 2018, expedition leader and consultant Rob McCallum had warned OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush. He wrote, and I'm quoting, "I think you are potentially placing yourself and your clients in a dangerous dynamic. In your race to Titanic, you are mirroring that famous catch cry, 'She is unsinkable.'" McCallum repeatedly urged OceanGate to seek certification for the Titan before using it for commercial tours. But did Rush pay any heed? Absolutely not. In fact, he dismissed McCallum's concerns. He wrote back, and I'm quoting now, "We have heard the baseless cries of 'you are going to kill someone' way too often. I take this as a serious personal insult." And again in 2019, submersible expert Carl Stanley took a trip on the Titan. He immediately knew something was off as he heard a cracking noise. The noise only got louder over the 2 hours the submersible took to plunge over 12,000 feet. And the next day, Stanley wrote an email in which he detailed his concerns to Stockton Rush, but Rush never directly replied to him. And what happened eventually? Stockton Rush died aboard the very same sub McCallum and Stanley warned him about. And with him, he took the lives of 4 others. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.